Hi, I'm Dr. Hugo. I'm a rheumatologist, a Disney fan, and an annual pass holder. My wife and I often catch ourselves explaining to our friends why we love Disney so much, the whole atmosphere it provides, and overall how much we love the experience of being there. But recently, DAS changes have made this very different for people with disabilities. Though we understand that Disney was aiming to get rid of a lot of the people that were taking advantage of the old system, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I think that the new changes have actually gone too far the other way. My wife and I have been seeing the issues that people are facing throughout multiple social media platforms. And though, to be totally honest, I've actually questioned myself a lot of times whether or not some people are healthy enough to ride some of the rides that they're looking to get accommodations for. Shouldn't be up to me or anybody else that's reading a short little bit about each person to be able to make that decision. And it should be something that's made by a medical profession, preferably the patient's own doctor. What I have noticed that a lot of people, and I would say even the vast majority of people that I have read their stories on social media, have been denied DAS even for cases that they in reality truly need accommodations to be made in order to make their experience comfortable and safe for them. As a rheumatologist, I spend a lot of time on the phone with insurance companies fighting for medications that my patients need in order to treat their conditions. And I oftentimes treat people that have autoimmune conditions, arthritis, and many other things that might be invisible to the general public. So I certainly understand that it can be very frustrating for people to have to explain their condition to somebody else who may not understand it. Oftentimes, even people with the same exact condition may need different accommodations. So I can't understand how it is that a non-medically trained person is going to make a decision for somebody based solely on a small set of criteria. Because of all of that, I do think that right now, the current system where people are often waiting hours before they get onto a Zoom call to talk to a cast member is failing Disney guests and Disney as a whole. And though I do see, on the website, some of the criteria that Disney set forth in order to get people acceptance into the DAS program, I do think that the criteria is very vague. And though it lists autism spectrum disorder in there, there's not a lot more about other conditions that certainly require accommodations to make things comfortable. In the end, I don't think that I'm going to give all of the answers to these complicated questions and complicated issues that have come up with DAS. I have a couple of ideas and methods that I think Disney can kind of take to the next level and help provide a little bit better of an experience for everyone. One answer would be to go to a system that's widely adopted, such as that BCCES, that is used by multiple other parks, such as Universal. And that system is you go online, you actually fill out an application, and once approved, you present that when you go to the parks and you get your accommodations. I think a better option than that would even be just going off of a system where Disney provides some kind of form that's standardized with what accommodations it can provide for different attractions, be it a different level, such as a high need for assistance, medium or low, and describing what each one of those would be, each one of those levels would be, and having that so that the patient themselves can bring that to their own physician and have them fill it out. As a physician, I've had to fill out forms for disability placards for people that need handicap parking. I've had to fill out disability forms for people who need to go out of work, housing forms for people that can't go up multiple flights of stairs and need a different apartment. So I'm used to seeing things like this, and I do find it a lot easier than kind of coming up with my own form, having something to fill out where I just kind of sign or leave a little option space where I can say, whether or not they fit any of those criteria. And once I have that form filled out, it could be reviewed by somebody at Disney, preferably a medical professional. And I know there has been a lot of concern whether or not, hey, like, how is Disney going to be able to afford this? And to that, I have to say that, it wouldn't be very difficult. There is a lot of physicians who supplement their income, especially with student loans and all of the bills and inflation, all the issues that we're having in this country, where they spend a couple of hours just looking at charts for insurance companies, and they would certainly be able to do something similar for Disney and should be approved. I don't think that the right thing to do is to have cast members who don't have medical training, once again, make these decisions. It's just not fair for both the guest and for the cast member who is not medically trained to do that. And it would be very difficult to be able to set enough criteria so that somebody can make a really difficult judgment on a case-by-case basis. If there's one thing I've learned over the years that I've been in medicine is that no matter what system you put in place, there's always going to be people that find a way to game the system and get around a lot of the loopholes. And it is unfair for the people that actually need the disability assistance to have to be punished because of those people. And to be honest with you, it's such a small percentage of the population that is going to do that, that I don't think that making these extreme changes in order to get rid of those people is worth it, as opposed to just making the accommodations and making those people that really need it happy. I'd love to hear what you guys think, if you have any further ideas. And frankly, I actually really would love to hear from Disney or a cast member or somebody that's involved in the whole process, so I can get a better idea of what decisions are actually being made, how they're making these decisions, and maybe give a little bit of a pointer from a medical perspective as to how I think things can be made a little bit better for everybody.